Liverpool have allegedly cooled their interest in Jude Bellingham after deciding the player was simply too expensive to justify a move. But with the club falling way below the standards they've set in previous seasons and facing their most important summer of recruitment for a generation, can they afford not to buy him? Hello there everybody, Adam Cleary, FourFourTwo here, and yes, you heard that right, Liverpool have apparently decided that Jude Bellingham is simply too expensive and they won't be putting all their eggs in one basket this summer. And on the face of it, that sounds pretty sensible, because what if said basket doesn't gel with its teammates or suffer some kind of devastating injury? Then, in regards to your eggs, you would be completely f***ed. But you see, the thing is, Liverpool have several major critical issues in their squad at the minute, and Jude Bellingham might actually be able to fix every single one of them. So the question is not, can Liverpool afford to buy Jude Bellingham? The question is surely, can Liverpool afford to not buy Jude Bellingham? Let's take a look. Alright, so this is a rough approximation of Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool this season. These are the 11 players he has used most in the league, and I've got them set up in that 4-3-3 we're used to seeing, but of course their problem this season is that they've used several different things trying to find something that works. I've already done a big explainer video on what's gone wrong with them tactically. I will link it somewhere on the screen or in the description for you to watch, but the very short version is this. The high intensity counter press that has brought them so much success has just been around for a little too long. And what always tends to happen in these situations is maybe you lose one or two players who were key to implementing it, others just age out of their peak years, and the new players coming in either just aren't as suitable, aren't as good, or sometimes both. Add to that once a team has played a certain system for a number of years, other teams just get better at figuring it out and exploiting its weaknesses, and that's kind of why Liverpool have fallen so far off the pace this season. All of that stuff has kind of happened at once. And obviously it's very easy to just say that individual performances have dropped off. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, even occasionally Mo Salah have all had the finger pointed at them, but that's more a product of the overall system just disintegrating around them and exposing elements of their game that were well protected before. So the key for Jurgen Klopp is deciding whether or not he still wants to play this system and finding a way to fix it, or whether he needs to come up with something new entirely. And if he wants to come up with something new entirely, just look at Manchester City this year. You're probably still going to think of them as this like little tippy-tappy, passy-passy, nicey-nicey 8 million touches a game team for the foreseeable future. But if you actually look at the way they've started setting up recently and how they're trying to get the best out of Erling Haaland, they're no longer a group of ballet dancers, are they? They're a friggin' motorcycle gang. Now, Guardiola has been extremely fortunate in that he appears to have the players who've adapted very easily to this new style of play, but as we've seen Liverpool experimenting across the season, it's pretty clear that Klopp hasn't got that. And by his own admission, the area of the pitch most important to Liverpool in the summer is right here. They've still got attackers who can score goals, they've still got the bones of an incredible back five, but where they're losing games now is in the centre of the pitch. And I appreciate I haven't actually mentioned Jude Bellingham once yet, but I'm just going to show you precisely where he fits in here and why that means he's probably worth the money. So I'm not going to get back into the whole Liverpool tactical thing. There is another video for that, you can go watch it, but fundamentally how they have liked to attack when they've been at their best is the 9 drops deep into the space, the 2 wide attackers at their best, that was Salah and Mane, they get in to the space that vacates, and they have loads and loads of threat from the 2 fullbacks, either Alexander-Arnold putting balls in from deep or Robertson going on the overlap and getting into the space. But what is key to this system is that when this doesn't work and when the ball gets turned over, is these 3 gentlemen here are amazing at winning that back and playing the killer pass in the chaos that exists. What the 3 of them need to do is not be the best passers in the world. They haven't got to be a Thiago type who can thread the needle and make magic happen with their feet. They need to be athletically intense, positionally aware, and on the opposition at breaks of the ball, like white on rice. When this attacking 5 lose that ball and the opposition suddenly realise, oh, we might have a counter on here because they can get into this space behind the fullback, they can get into this space behind the fullback, and as I've already said, into an area the size of the moon behind Liverpool's defence, their job is to stop that happening. It's honestly the most important part in this entire Liverpool system. Literally how a counter press works at its absolute best is not what this front 5 do with the ball, it's how the players behind them react to them losing it. And Jurgen Klopp has said this in the games that they've lost where that space has been exploited. It's that we always used to play this way. Nothing's actually changed. It was always high risk for high reward, but the difference is we used to be so good at contesting these battles, at winning these 50-50s, and stopping the very obvious way to play against them from actually happening. And that's why Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold and all the rest of them have looked like much worse defenders this year, because they're left in these positions where they get split or where they get exploited or where all the space behind them gets played into. That was always potentially going to happen. Even Liverpool at their best used to lose games because this did, but the fact is, they were so good at playing this system, didn't really matter. So what Liverpool need more than anything in the world is somebody brand new to enter this midfield three and be incredible at winning the ball. Enter Jude Bellingham. He is a machine at both getting the ball and carrying the ball. See, the other key part of this Liverpool system is that when you are forced to defend deep, when you're playing teams who are on your level, who will be trying to take you on, when you win that ball back, you want to go from here to here as quickly as possible. Now, in an ideal world, there'll be a killer pass on for somebody just making a great run. You've seen loads of Liverpool goals like that. But the majority of the time, if you recover the ball in this area, it's very hard to do that because of the number of opposition players around you. So what you need to be able to do is the fundamentals. You need to be able to run with the ball and move it into a position for a pass like that to happen. Again, enter Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is not a particularly great passer of the ball. For all the key metrics over the last year, he's in the bottom half of European midfielders in those top 5 leagues for passing the ball. But what he is already arguably the best at in all of European football, despite his tender, insane age of 19, is recovering the ball in dangerous areas and progressing the ball from safe ones. Just going to show you some numbers here which should absolutely blow your mind. He is in the top 5% in European football at just 19, remember, for tackles won in the opponent's third of the pitch and passes blocked in the opponent's third of the pitch. That means there are virtually no players out there right now you could conceivably get who are better at winning the ball back in this part of the pitch. The area of the pitch where winning it back is the entire point of Liverpool's system. Somehow even more impressive than that, I haven't even got to talk about top percentages here. He is literally number 1 in Europe for midfielders taking on opponents. Either just flying past them or dribbling around them, he is statistically number 1, the best, top. No one is better than he is at doing that in centre midfield. Liverpool could not have a player more tailor-made for what it is they want to do. It's like Jurgen Klopp got into a lab and somehow managed to put together a human being designed to play his brand of football. And honestly, I could sit here and go through about 10 or 15 different Jude Bellingham stats to make this point, but the last one I want to show is just top 10% for shot creating actions in Europe's top 5 leagues. That's a pass, a carry, a take on, a foul, literally anything you can do which leads directly to a teammate or yourself having a shot on goal. Look, right, I know it's a lot of money and I completely understand why Liverpool don't want to put their eggs in the... I'm not going to go through that metaphor again. I get why it's probably not the soundest financial decision to put that much money on one player. I get that. But if there is any way Liverpool can find the money, and bear in mind, you can sell players as well as buying them, I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. But anyway, that's enough of me talking. If you were a Liverpool fan, I would love to know in the comments whether or not you think the club should go out and buy Jude Bellingham. And if you're not a Liverpool fan, I would dearly love to hear where he should go this summer, if indeed he does leave Dortmund at all. So get all of that in the comments below. Thank you. In the meantime, though, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, we make them literally all through the week. FourFourTwo, the YouTube channel's back. It's alive. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm having a great time. I would dearly like to have you along for the ride. So I know all YouTubers say, please hit the subscribe button, but please hit the subscribe button. And while they get the little bell notification on, it tells you when we drop good stuff. And that all helps the channel out. I would really appreciate it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I've, of course, been Adam Cleary. Get me on Twitter at Adam Cleary, CLERY. Get FourFourTwo on the entire social spectrum at FourFourTwo. New mag's out. You can go buy the new mag. It's available in all good newsagents and I'm reliably informed, even the crap ones as well. So, until next time, I've been Adam Cleary, this is FourFourTwo, and I'll see you soon.